Hi, Instagram. Welcome back to my world. Okay, because I know my world, she was closed. She was closed about a good 2 weeks. Because, yeah, I needed to take a break for myself. Yes, I'm high. Don't ask me. And it was great. Like, literally, December just brought. December just brought everything from 2020 just like full circle. And I just finally understood and understood everything. Like, I just have been elevating and just ascending literally every day. Like, it's just like, damn, like life is good. And it's just like, you really look back throughout the year and you really have to just celebrate like how far we've really come. Like, cause, you know, I was watching a reading yesterday by Soul Wisdom on YouTube. Check her out because she's fine. So yeah, I was watching her reading and she was talking about how a 10-year cycle has ended. And like when she said that, I thought about like where I was at in life 10 years ago. And, 10 years ago, like I was like 11. And that's when I really started dealing with like just the down phase of life. Like that's when I really started dealing with a lot of depression. I used to be really scared. Like I used to have, well, I guess it could be called anxiety, but like I just used to be really, really scared of like anything, honestly. I used to get criticized a lot. That's when I first started dealing with colorism for real. Um, that's when I kind of started dealing with bullying in a sense. I say bully loosely because I never got bullied. Don't get it twisted, girl. Everybody already would have known, girl. I will fight you. You not finna just bully me, but you can't fight everybody just because they have something smart to say about you. You know what I'm saying? So people used to talk about me a lot, and like that's just when that's when me and my mom we was not getting along. That's when I had first started. Um, and yeah, I just wasn't really getting along with like the adults in my family. I felt like nobody understood me, and I was just very like sad all the time. I was always either like sad, afraid, insecure, angry, or just like bored and spaced out, you know? And the only time that I was like happy was when I was like really just like by myself or with friends. But even then, it was like if I was with friends, I would be kind of happy, but I would also still be like thinking, having certain thoughts or whatever to myself. And then, really, even when I was by myself too, like I would try to be happy, but then the thoughts were still there. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just kind of like when the low point of my life started. And I really also think about like just last year, 2019, like last year was like a hard year for me. And like, I really don't, like I said, I don't know, I never really like go into just how much I really been through and like what I've felt emotionally. But like last year was hard for me. That's when, you know what I'm saying? I left my mom's house. Me and her weren't getting along, so I moved out like within a day. Ended up living with my ex, and then left that situation, and then moved in with my aunt and my granny, and I slept on their couch for a year and some change. And so like this is also to the point where like now in 2020 I finally have like my own space, my own freedom, the ability to, and that's also in my first year like having of like successful entrepreneurship where like I can be full time, I can focus all of my energy on this even if I'm not rich yet. And it's just like having everything come full circle from that, not only just this year but just the past 10 years too. Like I just really realized how big of a shift this is, how big of a change this is, and I'm just so excited. And like within the month of December, it started out really hard for me. Like I was very, very, very impatient. I was so frustrated. I was so disappointed. I was just very bored with life. Like I just felt so stagnant and just like, oh my god, I'm so tired of living like this. Nothing exciting is happening. Like I'm not making no money. I was stressed out. Like it was just I wasn't really feeling like myself. Like that was kind of like when the pressure had built up on me from the year, basically. Like by December, girl, I was happy. Like around the summertime, and then by the time we went through fall and got to December, girl, I was just like, listen, you know. And so finally on that new moon on the 14th, December 14th, that's what kind of got me to, okay, put it like this. The around December 1st, that's the first week of December, that's when I started realizing like who my true self actually is, because throughout those last 10 years, you know, all the trauma I went through, all the emotional stuff that I went through, all the changes that I went through, all the negative shit I went through. Not that I didn't have good times, but those negative times were harsh at that time, and like, and I was so young, like they just really affected me deeply. And so this is like my first time. December kind of made me realize like that even though I went through all of that stuff, the personality that I developed through that is not necessarily who I actually am. Or not necessarily the personality, but more so the mental voice, the inner voice, the critic. That's not me. I developed this inner voice. I developed this inner critic. I developed this fear, this self-doubt, this guilt, this shame. I developed all of these things from experiences that I've been through over the past 10 years. Literally thinking all the way back to 10 years ago, I was in like the 5th grade. So, you know what I'm saying, being in school, being around kids, being my mom, like I don't really think about that stuff too much in my day to day, but it's like that developed my inner voice. So now, you know, 2020 was really like the year of me just like breaking all of that down. And then so I feel like by the time December came, that's when I started like stretching daily, and I started really focusing on healing my lower self, like my root, my soul, my root, my sacral, and my solar plexus chakras. Like I really started taking those seriously. And by the 14th, so about 2 weeks later, and I would, you know, set intentions, pray, stretch, you know, just do my whole nine, you know what I'm saying, my whole spiritual routine. I started taking my spiritual routine more seriously. And so around the 14th, that's when like I actually have felt like, so from the 1st to the 14th, at the time I felt really triggered and stagnant and disappointed and frustrated and bored and all those type of things. But looking back, that was spirit bringing the emotions up to the surface that I needed to let go of. So that's why I was getting so triggered, because it's like, okay, you're asking me to help you to release what you need to release. So now let's trigger it. Let's bring it up to let's let you know what you need to release. And so yeah, I was just very triggered girl. And so by the 14th, I came on here like the day, it might still be on my IGTV. Like, yeah, I was just not really having a good day. But then by the end of the day, you know, I got my download and I realized that, oh, I need to release this, this, and this. And so from the 14th up until now, I'm recording this on December 30th. But from the 14th up until now, I just have, that's like when the purging started to happen. And so, you know, every day, like, I'm just discovering something new about myself, thinking back to an old memory and realizing how, oh yeah, when I was a kid, this did happen. And that did make me think like this. And, well, I really don't have to think like that anymore. Like, life is different now. And, you know, and it just allows me to, it just really allowed me to step into my true self. And so, there's like a whole rebrand. Y'all already knew, like, I was rebranding and I went to like the intuitive counseling. But then as I've been in my time off and realized, you know, even more about myself, I realized that that's not even a big enough thing to encompass all that I really want to do and all that I really am. And so I'm proud to announce that your girl is now an emotional intelligence coach, because I just feel like that's just so much more freeing. It really resonates with who I really am, because that's the thing, like she's a mogul, okay? Like she's a jill of all trades, okay? She's a writer, she has a podcast, okay? She has a YouTube channel where she might start putting out stuff, okay? Be on the lookout, okay? Well, putting together wellness events, and also I have the knowledge to emotional intelligence coach one-on-one. Like, there's so many things I want to do that just couldn't fit under the small boxes that I used to put myself in. And so now with this, it's like a coach like can use all different types of methods to mentor, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, especially my wellness events, like these are events that I'm putting together focusing on emotional healing, but they're going to be using all different types of techniques that I want to use. So I can incorporate, you know, candle spells or Reiki, readings, sound bowls. Like I can, stretching and yoga, like I can just do so much more with y'all and like just be so much more interactive, be more creative for myself, because for me, like these are my creations. Like these are divine ideas that come to me, you know what I'm saying? So when I put together a wellness event, or if I write a ebook or a workbook, to y'all it's looked at as a tool to help you heal, which is the point and that's the intention. But to me, it's just my creation, such as, you know, if a painter gets an idea for a painting, you know what I'm saying? And so just the December and like 2020 has really helped me to just like really realize all of that, and like everything has just come full circle. And I'm just so happy and just so grateful and so blessed to live this life and like to be able to do what I do and to actually be able to share with other people. And I'm thankful that y'all like support it. And I just know like if you've been supporting me from 2020 or 2019, just know that next year or this year as y'all watching this 2021, like we're just expanding even more. Like it's gonna be even bigger, even greater. I'm just so excited. Like, you know, like I'm just thinking like, okay, so I have one ebook out right now and I'm already working on the second one. Just imagine how many like just imagine what my catalog will look like by December 2021. You know, or just I'm putting together little Zoom online events right now. But just imagine, you know, how big they'll be by the end of the year. You know, if I'll be doing them in person and if I'll be flying state to state, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just this is just really allowing me to do what I came the fuck here to do. You know what I'm saying? Period. Like December has just really given me in the introspection, connecting to my inner self. It's just really allowed me getting grounded. It's just really been helping me to just really get aligned with spirit so that I could really just surrender and like fall into my dreams and just fall into my creativity, fall into my passions, fall into my purpose, which is to help other people to become emotionally aware, become emotionally intelligent, to heal themselves. Because I done been through, that's why people don't know, can't just look at me or tell from a conversation what I've been through. Because I done healed so much to the point where it's like, it doesn't really matter. Like, yeah, I done been through X, Y, Z, and it helped me to develop certain skills in X, Y, and Z, and this and that and the third. I done had experienced this and that. But in terms of me pursuing my dreams, in terms of me living the life that I want to live, in terms of me being my authentic self, the shit really doesn't matter. And like, I just have really, one of my spiritual gifts is to transmute energy. And so it's like, I naturally know how to transmute energy and to bring and to uplift people's vibration and how to release negative vibrations. But then I also have been doing this for a long time and I'm very well studied and researched in what I do. So then I also know how humans work. I know how emotions work. I know how certain situations can trigger certain emotions. I know how to release certain emotions. I know where certain emotions come from. I know what the symptoms look like. I know what it sound like, what it look like, what it talk like. So I can point out these things and give you tips, guidance, all that stuff. So just, I'm so excited. And so basically I say all that to say that in 2021, I will no longer be doing readings. I am an emotional intelligence coach. You can book me for a one-on-one emotional intelligence coaching session where you will basically, you know, tell me what you have going on as much as you're comfortable with telling. Everything's confidential. And then I will bring you guidance, tips, advice, methods for you to work on yourself and literally to help you along your self-improvement and your healing journey. And I also create a custom healing plan for you to follow after your appointment for a couple of weeks to kind of help you along and to kind of just give you direction and like action steps that you can take to heal yourself. Okay, and then there's also going to be wellness events that are going to be for the group, okay, that are going to be for us to do like sound bowls together, yoga, group journaling, stuff like that. And then I also have e-guides that I'm going to be writing. I have so many ideas, so just know that they're going to keep coming, basically. Whenever I get done with the new one, I'm going to put it out and, you know, boom. And so now I have an e-guide. The first one is called 10 Steps to Self-Awareness. Okay, so, you know, that, like the title says, it's a 10-step guide to self-awareness. And this, I'm so proud of it. I was so excited when I got done with it because it's like, again, it's like a creation. So it went from an idea in my head to like, to my journal, to like a brainstorm, to then like a brainstorm on my laptop, to then like the whole finished product. And like, it was just so exciting. I'm so excited for y'all to see it. And so, yeah, that's basically like the 10-step guide to self-awareness is like, it's like a GPS to your inner self. It's really like something that is food for thought and something that's for you to kind of carry with you and remind yourself of. It's not necessarily like a thick book. It's something that you quickly read, but like you want to hold yourself to it and you want to really like do a little bit of this one day and do a little bit of that another day. It's kind of something that you take along with you when you put it in your backpack. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really excited for y'all to see everything. And so the brownmystic.com is up and everything can be booked. Everything can be downloaded, whatever. And so, yeah, I'm just excited to start this new journey with y'all. So, yeah, let me know how 2021 is for you. What are your intentions for 2021? Let me know that down below. So, yeah, love y'all. See y'all.